I wanted to show you a few things about Webassign because a couple of students had questions or comments. So I'm in here in the student view. I'm looking at the Quiz 2 practice, the homework. And another reason to do the practice assignments is to see what the Webassign input expectations are and how Webassign is going to act before you're doing something for a grade. So, for example, let's look at some of these questions. You need to pay attention to how it's asking for the input. So notice that it says find the domain using interval notation. So that means that it's expecting the interval notation with the parentheses. Webassign doesn't require the union symbol, but that's really the proper way to use interval notation when you're talking about two different intervals. So the union symbol and other set symbols are here in the calc pad. You can't just use a capital U. So for instance, I'm going to put any old interval here. This is not the right answer because I didn't stop and think about how to do this before I started the video. But I wanted you to see that the union sign is gotten from this sets button on the calc pad. And that's going to be a wrong answer. So I'm not going to hit submit answer yet. Notice that I can get rid of that calc pad by clicking on it. The same thing. And there's this ask your teacher feature. So if you use that, that will send me a message through Webassign, and it will point to the particular question you're on, so I can go directly to the question you have. So that's kind of a cool function. Here is another, domain question, state using interval notation. When I click in here, that calc pad shows up, so I can use the set things. Now let's look at another type of question. Notice this is asking for an ordered pair. So pay attention to what it's displaying before the answer box because that's giving you a hint of what it wants. Notice also that it has parentheses already built in. A common mistake is for people to put another set of parentheses, and for an ordered pair that won't work. So you want to pay attention to that. So you would want to put your answer like that, not like that. So for this this assignment, it looks like that's the majority of the questions, either asking for points or intervals. For this question, I'm going to switch gears a little bit. Since this is a computer-based homework system, the graphing questions are going to be multiple choice. And our tests are paper and pencil, where you might actually have to draw or sketch a graph of a function. So you may get the concepts correct by getting the multiple choice correct, but it's not really good practice for the test. So I recommend that you practice as well on paper and pencil. There's opportunities to do that in the lab manual, or you can just, kind of look at your computer screen and without looking at the answers, try to sketch what they're asking for. Let's see what else. We will not have multiple choice questions on the test. So that is a sad fact. It's mostly just, computation. And that is about all I can think of for Webassign things that I wanted you to know. Again, if you have any questions, put it on the discussion board or send me a question with the Ask Your Teacher.